I had one rule in the palace. Keep your eyes down, do your work, and never look at things that weren't yours to see. I followed that rule for 2 years. And then on a Tuesday night, in a corridor I had no business walking through, I looked up. The man standing against that wall, bleeding, silent, more human than any king had a right to be, he looked back at me. That was the moment I broke the only rule that had ever kept me safe. My name is Alina Cross. I have been a palace scribe for 2 years, 3 months, and 11 days. I know that because I have been counting, not because I love it here, because I am waiting for a life that starts somewhere else, in a house of my own, far from Lord Aldrich's cold eyes and colder expectations. I am good at waiting. I am good at keeping my head down. I am good at being invisible. Those 3 things have kept me safe in a place where safety is not guaranteed. Myra came to my door just before the evening bell, the way she always did when she had something to tell me that I wasn't going to like. She had a particular expression for those visits, like she was sorry in advance. "You look tired," she said. "I am tired." The Chancellor rescheduled. His office needs those documents before midnight now. I looked at the stack on my desk, then at the window, then at Myra's face, which was already apologizing. "Which route?" "The main corridor is locked for the king's evening procession. You'll have to go the long way." She paused. "Stay west of the fountain hall. Do not go east, Alina. The east wing is restricted after sundown." "I know," I said. I knew. The palace at night was a different world. During the day, it hummed with purpose. At night, the corridors became something older. The torches burned lower. The shadows found edges. Sound traveled differently, bouncing off stone in ways that made you feel followed even when you weren't. I walked quickly, documents under my arm, eyes forward, west of the fountain hall. And then I took the wrong turn. I don't know how. I have walked those corridors 100 times. But one moment I was heading west, and the next I was standing at the mouth of a long, dark passage I had never been in, and there was a torch at the far end, and there was a sound, a sharp, controlled exhale, the kind a person makes when they are in pain and determined not to show it. He was leaning against the wall at the end of the passage. I almost didn't recognize him. I had seen King Cale Darius exactly 3 times in 2 years, always from a distance, always surrounded by officials and guards, and the particular gravity that power creates around a person. He had always looked immovable. A fixed point the world moved around. He did not look immovable now. He was holding his side with one hand. His shirt was torn. There was blood dark against dark fabric spreading slowly from between his fingers. His eyes were closed. His head tipped back against the stone. And in the unguarded lines of his face, I saw something I had never expected to see on a king. Pain, real pain, the kind that doesn't perform itself. And then his eyes opened, and they found mine, and the air in the corridor changed. "If you tell anyone what you have seen," he said, "I will know, and the consequences will not be pleasant for you." I should have said yes and left. Instead, I said, "You're bleeding through your shirt." He looked at me, not the flat assessment of threat from before. Something shifted in the amber of his eyes. "I'm aware." "You should have that looked at." "I will." "When?" The silence stretched long enough for me to understand. He was alone at midnight. He was not summoning a healer. Whatever had happened, he did not want it known. I set the documents on the floor. I tore a strip from the inner hem of my sleeve, the part that wouldn't show. I took 3 steps toward him. He went very still. "What are you doing?" he asked. "Something practical," I said. "Stay still." "Who sent you?" he asked. "No one. I took the wrong turn." He studied me for a long moment. The kind of study that takes a person apart carefully and puts them back together with new information. "Your name?" "Elena Cross, scribe, Lower East Wing." Another silence. Then he removed his hand from mine, stepped back, became, between one breath and the next, a king again, composed and contained and untouchable. "Leave," he said. "Use the West Passage. Do not speak of this." I picked up my documents. I walked back down the corridor. I did not look back. That night, I sat on the edge of my bed with my hands in my lap and felt the strange, warm, alarming weight of having been noticed. By him, by those eyes. I told myself it meant nothing. That he would not remember my name by morning. I was wrong about that. The next morning, I was halfway through my first document when I heard footsteps stop outside my door. One knock, measured, the kind of knock that does not expect to be ignored. I opened it. A palace guard stood in the corridor in full Veilthorn regalia, crimson and black, the king's crest on his chest. He looked at me the way guards look at things that have been assigned to them. "Miss Cross," he said, "the king requests your presence in his private study." Now,